Oh, yeah. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome to an episode of the Intrigue Dynamite show. This is our radio format. You know, on this channel we like to entertain, educate, and analyze specific social situations and social matters. So go ahead and hit that like button. You know, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for all the notifications if you haven't done so already. Also, you can hit that Cash App up. Now, look, we're going to get into this subject matter of women entering into the manosphere. What? Yeah. I mean, listen, this has been a topic that a lot of people have been having specific inputs about, specific concerns about, but there have been a lot of people that have been wondering, what are the intentions of the ladies when they enter into the manosphere? Is it good? Who are these people? Well, listen, we're going to get into this subject matter right now. I'm going to give my take, and this kind of comes about with this was a subject matter that I always wanted to tackle, but recently there was a content creator by the name of Authentic Alphas. Now, I'll leave the link for his channel in the description so you could check him out. Well, he went and he kind of gave his take on the subject matter regarding one specific content creator by the name of Melanie King. Now, I've seen some of this sister's content before. I've seen some of her videos that popped up on my feed. I'm like, okay, all right. I see she does a lot of commentary regarding like Kevin Samuels, some of his content. She does like reaction. Here's what I have to say. Whenever I see a woman that is doing content creation that is geared toward the manosphere, when she's entering into the manosphere, my first question is, what are the results of your life? What is this current status of your life? Because what is your purpose? Is your purpose to come in and talk to men? Because that's what the manosphere is about. The manosphere is about men speaking to men, right? Now, when I see a woman into the manosphere, my first question is, well, what are you bringing to the manosphere? Okay, are you bringing a different take on something? Then I look at your current life, your status. What about your life is reflecting this information that you are trying to relay to people? So it brings up this particular sister, Melanie King. Now, hey, it's always great, for men to have advocates, women that advocate on the behalf of them. But then when you get into a little bit more of the background, it's warranted. I understand why men are feeling a little, giving the side eye to some of these ladies. Because she was interviewed by O'Shea Duke Jackson. And when she was interviewed by him, she had this to say.
In certain conversations as time went on, you said your feelings got hurt in some of these conversations, right?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, I'm 40 and I have 2 children from marriage. And so I had never, I did not know, because you do not hear these messages, these voices. It's always just like women, I never listened to Derek Jackson, but there's a lot of the Derek Jackson delusion out here that, you find you age like fine wine and you get better. And then women, we have been taught to believe the more experience we have, the more this, that, and the other, that we're more valuable. That age doesn't matter, that this doesn't matter, having children doesn't matter. I did not realize it. And so hearing that for the first time, it was just like, I felt like I didn't have any value. I felt like, well, what's the point for me, for anything? And so that's what really hurt my feelings. But I kept listening.
So essentially saying that, her feelings were hurt. She was kind of turned off by the information that Kevin Samuels had to say. And then next thing you know, she's switching it up and now she's doing content based off of Kevin Samuels. My thing is, okay, I get it. You agree with it, but where are those results? Like in your life, rather than coming to the manosphere to do this, shouldn't there be like a woman's sphere? Because all you're doing is just commenting off of what a man already said, a man that we already agree with. So it appears as though it is a money grab. Understanding how Kevin Samuels' content is hot, so the same information that just got finished hurting your feelings, and now all of a sudden there's a 180 and now you're doing content about it to preach to other women. It's like, okay, where are the results? Where in your life have you implemented what he is saying to show evidence that yes, this information works? Here is my husband, and I am the evidence that this works, rather than scoot over, guys, and let me get in between y'all so I can sit at the seat too, like I'm one of the guys, and I'm just going to start talking about the same thing. So the thing is, there were some things that the brother from Authentic Alpha said that I did agree with when he did his take, which essentially was,
I believe that women should be in our space, but as our guests. They should not be in here on their own accord. They should not be in here doing their own thing. They shouldn't be here as the captain of their own ship. That part, I'm not really too interested in. Now, Melanie is going to do her thing. I mean, YouTube is free and available to anybody. So if she wants to come up with a channel that's geared towards men and male issues, nobody can stop her. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not hating on Melanie. I damn sure I'm not going to be distracted by her being a beautiful light-skinned woman. I think a lot of guys are, unfortunately. And like I said, I agree with a lot of what she says, but it's not because that's her being original, just because it's her agreeing with a lot of what Kevin Samuels has already been saying in the space and certain other people, which again is fine. In my opinion, if I had to give her some criticism, the harshest criticism I would give Melanie is number one, I think she needs to focus on making her own original content more than reacting to Kevin Samuels' material. And the next thing is, I would prefer that she would be addressing women and not so much guys.
Give your own authentic information. Don't just, just get up there and just replay somebody else's video and say, yes, amen to that. And with a little bitty commentary, giving reactions all the time. It's like, create some new content if you want to enter into this manosphere, because you look like you're in it for a money grab. You don't look authentic. You look like you're just, like you realize someone who has a hot name, and then you come in, and then you get a whole bunch of guys around you that agree with you. You get a bunch of cash apps and all that type of stuff and super chats, and then next thing you know, the true colors show and you're out the door.
Does it always have to be me?
It's not never you. That's the thing. So when you start doing a step back a little bit, then I think you might start seeing a difference. But I don't think you see the difference.
JR, I'm not even gonna say anything because
sometimes you just gotta agree to disagree. I think we can move on.
No. Agree to disagree is some bullshit. Look, she's wrong. call it.
No. I get
Wow.
that, but you can't. You're not gonna. Kay is on her position, and that's where she's gonna be. And,
No,
and,
but she's
and she's
wrong.
allowed to be that. And
There's nothing that you can do.
And right, there's nothing. We're not going to
amazed
argue
that
and
What are
none
you
of
person
gonna
them
down.
do?
hold any of the other women
gets
accountable.
way too.
We're gonna keep talking in circles, or are we gonna move on?
Right. Do we
No,
move
we're
on?
not
It's
just gonna move on. And this ain't how we do it.
Well, y'all keep talking in circles.
And this
then.
is the perfect example. And this is the beautiful thing about it, because we can go down these rabbit holes and have real conversations.
But
That's
we
the
got off of
dopeness
the
of this show.
topic. I just want to return back to the topic that you actually asked. That was more
Well-
interesting than kind of the back and forth, who's over talking who. Let's just reset the button. Let's just push the reset and
Or we can,
and
yeah, but it's
still
still
got
no.
treated.
Because the point of the matter is that, and this is the perfect example of illustrating that women refuse, no matter what, under any circumstance, to hold other women accountable, and this is why they find themselves in a position that they find themselves in every single day.
Hey, Melanie, isn't the purpose of your videos? I see a lot of your videos. Isn't the purpose of your videos of holding women accountable?
no.
Okay, so now if I can show you videos that you got specifically saying holding women accountable, you're quoting Kevin Samuels. I didn't see this. So now you have an opportune time to hold a woman accountable that you see right now that's been a distraction to the conversation, and you fail to do that. So now look,
I thought I did, because I guess maybe I think what the difference is that maybe the style of how I did it, maybe you have an expectation that I'm going to go in on her or start cussing her out or like shut the F and raise my voice.
You ain't said nothing to her.
I just said, but that's when
You ain't said, excuse me, honey. You ain't said, we didn't expect you to dive in and do the WWF on her, but you ain't said nothing. Nothing. You ain't said one word.
Yes, she don't have to cuss you out.
Okay. You ain't said none of that.
Look, I still got respect for you, but guess what? I just saw your videos. So, like I said, it ain't nothing. I just saw it. So when I saw it, it conflict what I see right now. That's all I'm saying, baby.
Cause it's kind of strange how something can hurt your feelings. The information that we have, that we agree with readily, it hurts your feelings, and then you make a 180 in like a couple months. You know, and you know, without showing, yeah, this is this information has worked for me. You understand what I'm saying? It almost looks like opportunists. Now, as a content creator, I'm someone who actually creates real content from raw material, but I also give a reaction. I understand the turn off by when some people who actually create content, how they have something to say about people that just seem like they're in it for a money grab. You know, they just hop in and just play somebody else's video and they sit there quiet looking at it. And then they be like, and they press pause. Yeah, he's right. Press play again. Let it play. It's like, well, we may as well just watch Kevin Samuels' video. Like, why are you here? Because it can't be to preach to men. Now, there's another content creator as well. Now, this young lady, she had some things to say about, giving advice to, I guess, women.
I want to give you guys something that I've learned in my 41 years of life. Men seek for peace, and it don't matter if you're black, blue, yellow, Asian, Latina. They want to come home to a peaceful woman. 2, men aren't complimented enough. As children, they are taught to not communicate their emotions. So to have a woman compliment them and permit them to communicate their emotions, they love us. He wants a woman that's resourceful, a woman that can think on her feet. So when he can't hold it down, if he's ill and he's unable to pay the bills, she can be resourceful and have her intellect to make things happen. That's what he needs. Finally, they're looking for a woman to supply their physical needs. A woman that looks good and proper in public, but is a beast in bed. These are things that I've learned being married 2 times to men.
Right? So on one hand, she's saying, you know, man wants you to be his piece. And then she goes on to say, this is something that she learned being married before and divorced. You know, yeah, that's the question. Okay, are you saying this? Are you giving this information based off of the recon or the work that you have done by listening to men, things that you have not implemented, but yet you've recorded into your little notebook? Okay, this is what guys want, but it's not something that I've done or I'm willing to do, hence the outcome of my life, you know? Because this same person then later on goes on to say,
this, and I hate to say this because it makes me sound arrogant, but I don't need a man. I make a 6-figure income and I'm very well off, and my children are very well off, and I teach them how to be entrepreneurs. So I don't need none of y'all.
I don't need a man. You know, and so it's like, okay, what is your real intentions? So now you enter into one space to like give this advice, almost like advocating on the behalf of men. But then out of the same breath, you turn around and then say, I don't need these same dudes I'm talking about. You know, so it's with good reason, I'll say. It's with good reason that men are looking at women sideways when they enter into the manosphere. Like, what is your intention? Because it looks like it's a money grab. We've seen this before. When women enter into it, men, rightfully so, they want to see the results. Just like a man who enters into a field of advising women. He's like, well, where's your woman? Where's the woman at your side so that we could actually talk to her? You know, that's why the pastor's wife typically will be the one to speak to the women in the congregation. It's like, how you gonna have a pastor that ain't got no woman sitting there giving marital advice? Now, you can give marital advice, but it kind of looks a little more odd, you know? It looks a little more odd, especially when you are being very assertive about the way that somebody else should be and what they should do, you know? I mean, okay, so that's pretty much what I have to say. Like, ladies, if this is a field that you're adamant about coming into, what is the reason? First of all, who is your target audience? You know, is your target audience men? Or is it to advocate for men to communicate to women? Because really, to tell you the truth, men really don't need women, you know, breaking the game down to them. You know, not really. That's my whole thing. My thing is, as long as it's in good faith, you know, do it in good faith. But for the most part, I do believe that women should be dealing with women. Women should be, they should be the rogue agent in women's spaces. Not come into men's spaces and just be in the echo chamber. You know? That's my take. You know, I mean, look, love it or leave it alone. But, but hey, shout out to all of the sisters that's like, you know, you push the information, great. But when people ask to see the results in your life, don't get upset about that. You know, because that's what they want to see, especially women. A woman will be like, well, show me the results. Show me how it's worked in your life. Because before you enter the space, before you do that, implement the information and make it work. Then people will be much more prone to deal with you or to listen to you, even women, because men don't really need to hear a woman's take on men's advice. We already know, for the most part. Well, I'll put it this way. Men don't need to hear women saying amen to everything that we're saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, come with a different perspective. Come with something new. If you're going to enter the space, you really, really, really should be dealing with women. Really should be. Because you know, it's already been said that, hey, that's a space where men cannot go. Where a man's word is not welcome unless they're saying what they want to hear. You understand? A man who enters into the space of women, if he's saying something counter to what they want to hear and how they feel about something, well, then guess what's going to happen? That man's going to be ostracized. Nobody's going to want to hear what he has to say. That's why we need sisters who have the results to back it up. Go into that space and be that rogue element in there. But here's the thing. Women are scared of other women. They saw what happened with Sister Shahrazad Ali. When Shahrazad Ali went into that space and wrote that book, Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, man, it was black women that like to tell her new wazoo. You understand? But it's easier to come to the male space because men are a lot more chivalrous. They ain't gonna be as ready to slice you and dice you like we see like some of the sisters do. You know? So that's my take. You know, I would like to get y'all opinion on that. Should women be aiming more to go into the manosphere space? Or should women be more like the agents of the manosphere, dealing specifically with women to change the elements that we would like to see changed within our women so that we can have a healthier understanding of one another? You know? Give your take in the comment. Like and share. It's Intrigue Dynamite. I'm out.